Purple Warriors podcast. I'm your host, Ali Sugars, and thank you for joining us. This podcast is about raising awareness for domestic and family abuse by allowing survivors to share their own journeys to recovery. You will find practical yet powerful information and tools that you can immediately implement into your own journey to recovery. You will also hear information on how you can help someone you suspect may be in a toxic relationship. To support this podcast and get access to amazing bonus content, click Become a Patron for more information. If you have a story to share, reach out to me, Ali F. Sugars, on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. Hosts and guests will often discuss sensitive topics in detail. While this is done with the utmost respect and dignity, this may cause triggers for some listeners. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of the Purple Warriors podcast. And our guest today is Shan Whitnell. So Shan is the body whisperer who helps you quickly overcome emotional and physical issues that are holding you back using rapid transformational therapy, coaching and massage. So welcome Shan, how are you today?
I'm really well, thank you. Hello.
Excellent stuff. And I absolutely love that blue top. It is just stunning. That's one of my favourite colours. So you look beautiful.
Thank you. Like the sea.
Oh yes. Sea is my happy place. So Shan, I know, having spoken to you before, that you have got so many talents and expertise. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to working in the field that you are in now.
Well, it's a long story. I think all my life I was interested in health and well-being and alternative health and natural health and all that stuff. I grew up in Papua New Guinea, so they had lots of different approaches to health and how to maintain health and get well. We had missionaries, we had doctors from America and Germany and all over the world who came to work in the local hospitals or medical centres. When I was younger, I wanted to be a naturopath, and then I decided to go to England instead.
Wow.
Where I ended up studying osteopathy, in fact. And then I became a massage therapist. And at the same time, I was also interested in the woo-woo stuff. So I did crystal healing and sound healing and colour healing and all that stuff. And I was really fortunate that one of my lecturers in my very early days of osteopathy was very alternative. So he used to look after the London Ballet, and he had us doing things. In fact, Leon Chato wrote about teaching you to develop your palpatory skills. So he would have us doing things like feeling for a hair through the London phone book. So you can imagine how thick in those days, the phone book was like this thick, and you'd have to put a hair and see if you could feel it. So it was all about learning, developing intuition and learning how to see through our fingers or see in other ways. So, I spent all those years doing all that wonderful hands-on body stuff. But what interested me was the connection with the mind. So even way back in my early 20s, I was reading Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra and Norm Shealy, and, I discovered Carolyn Myss. And more recently, of course, there's Bruce Lipton and there's Greg Braden and all these people that are using that mind-body connection, how the mind affects the things that happen in your body, right back from placebo and nocebo, those things. And there's a lot of research now that by altering what you think, you can actually change the outcome, not only of your mind, but of matter outside. So in 2015, I came across Marissa Pekia, who developed rapid transformational therapy. And 2016, I signed up for her very first online course, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to London to study with her in person. So I did the course. And then in 2018, she came to Sydney. So I did an advanced course with her there.
Wow.
And that was so exciting. And, and it was wonderful to meet her and the team. And for such a new therapy, there were all these Australians, New Zealanders, people came from Indonesia, they came from all over the place. So we had almost instantly a family of reasonably local people who were doing the same thing. And a lot of us are still in touch, and we still communicate. You know, we catch up a couple, you know, there's a little handful of us at the moment, we're catching up once a week. So there's a community there that's really wonderful, and lots of feedback and lots of support. You know, there are a lot of practitioners in there who've had lots of experience in lots of different kinds of modalities, as well as people who've never done any kind of therapy before. So it's got a really wide base of interests and abilities, and it's really exciting. But what I found was, by looking at the subconscious mind, everybody's had trauma in their lives. Some people have had trauma with a big T, you know, the things that we call trauma, the sexual abuse, the bullying, the mugging, raping, all those things. But we've all had, as well as maybe not trauma with a big T, we've all had trauma with a little t. You know, being yelled at by the teacher in the classroom, or being punished because, you know, you did something, your brother did something and you were punished for it. And it all depends. Some people will laugh it off. Some people it has no effect on some of those things. And other people, particularly if things happen in the early childhood, you know, up till about 7 years, we make beliefs, we tell ourselves stories, we tell ourselves, our subconscious mind makes a rule, if you like. If I do this, it's not safe. If I do that, it's not safe. And that subconscious story that we've formed, or that subconscious belief that we've formed, is still running our lives when we're in our 50s. So the rapid transformational therapy allows us to get into the subconscious mind easily, quickly, retrieve some of those memories that we don't, you know, things that we don't remember at all, and look at them and understand why it's created the behavior or the patterns that we have now, and clear it and reprogram, write a new program. And for trauma with a big T, we can clear the subconscious things that have come out of that big trauma. Okay, so I had a client who desperately wanted to get pregnant. She was in her 40s, time was running out, the clock was ticking, and she had actually managed to fall pregnant twice, but both times she'd lost the baby, and she was absolutely devastated. She and her partner actually, desperately wanted to have this baby. Anyway, she came to see me, and what we found in that first initial session was that she'd been raped. And during the rape, she'd been going, I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. If I get pregnant, I don't want to have the baby. So here we are 20 years later, and her subconscious mind is still saying, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. If we get pregnant, we have to lose the baby. And it was still running her, you know, her mind, her subconscious mind was still running that story in her body. So under hypnosis, during rapid transformational therapy, we were able to go in there into her subconscious mind and revisit what had happened, revisit the story, and reprogram her so that it is safe to be pregnant. It is safe to have the baby. It's safe to have a healthy birth, and that the baby was desperately wanted and would be loved, and all of that stuff. So using rapid transformational therapy, we were able to go into her subconscious mind and rewrite the whole story for her. And about 2 months later, she got pregnant. The baby's nearly a year old now.
Oh, yay! Oh, I love stories like that.
And it's so exciting. I mean, you know, and she left going, oh my God, I feel so different. I feel so amazing. You know, everything had changed for her. And then, you know, we had that wonderful outcome. So it was beautiful.
That's incredible. Because, I mean, yeah, clearly that is a big trauma to have to go through. And, you know, I like the way that you differentiated, you know, you said that there are the, what did you say, the little T's and the big T's. You know, I agree with that, because like for myself, you know, like I was bullied at school, probably in high school more than primary school. But, you know, and someone actually told me one day in my adulthood, when I was expressing that and how it had affected me in life, they told me to just get over it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I like, honestly, I think that they had all good intentions, but in myself, I just went, actually, no, that was traumatic for me at the time, you know. So I like, I like that you have pointed that out, that it can help not just those with the big T's, but the not so big T's and the little T's as well. So that's good. Yeah. So tell me, you've clearly learnt a lot, and I love that you've studied under Marissa Peer, because she is one of my favourites too. So how have you used the tools that you've learned to overcome your own experiences, or have you?
I have, absolutely. In fact, I've currently got a big success story of my very own.
Oh, please share.
I've had a history, all my life I've had a history of injuries to my feet. So I grew up in New Guinea and I used to get tropical ulcers on my feet. I ran over my foot on a ride-on lawnmower once, and I've always had things with my feet, and there's all kinds of, things about that. But anyway, many years ago, I have this circulation thing. My legs don't get very good circulation. And many years ago, just after I split up with my first husband, actually, I got an ulcer on my foot. And I had that ulcer for about 3 years.
Wow.
And anyway, worse than that, when my middle daughter was in year 1, I got another ulcer on the same foot in the same place. And I had that ulcer for 6 years. Now, I went to the doctor. I went to Royal North Shore Hospital every single week. Had it scraped, had it bandaged, I did absolutely everything I was told to do. For 5 years, nothing changed.
Wow.
Nothing. So after 5 years, I went, well, clearly this is not working. So I changed what I was doing. I changed my diet. I started going into the ocean. I did all kinds of things. And I spent an hour every day visualizing the cells growing, the skin growing, all of that stuff. So that was all great. Took about 6 months to heal that. Anyway, probably about 6 weeks ago, I had one more ulcer since then. I had one that I had for 3 months. I spent a month going, oh my God, I can't do this again. Oh my God. And then I went, hang on a second, I know what to do. Well, about 6 weeks ago, I developed 3 ulcers on my foot. And I spent a few days going, oh my God, I can't do this. Because honestly, if you've ever had one, the pain is unimaginable. You can't sleep, you just can't function properly. And so I spent a couple of days going, oh, what am I going to do? I can't do this. And then I went, hold on a second, I have the tools.
You do.
So what I did was I did the usual things. I looked at my diet. I did everything anti-inflammatory. I did actually get some help from a couple of energy healers. Basically, anyone who offered any help, I went, yes, please. But I did the whole RTT thing on myself. And interestingly, what came up for me was, and it's a little T, was I was in an advanced maths class when I was about 15 or 16. And my teacher was, I realise now, perimenopausal.
Yep.
So, the whole hot flushes and the hormones and everything else. Anyway, I can remember one day she asked me to explain the equation for a parabola and how it worked. And I don't think I was in the class when they learnt it, or for whatever reason, I didn't get it. She pointed her finger at me and screamed at me. And at that moment, I disengaged. At that moment, I went, I can't do maths. Even now, I say to my husband, oh, you'll have to do the maths homework with the kids. Oh, you'll have to figure that out. Oh, I'm no good at maths. Anyway, when I was doing RTT on myself for these ulcers, I went back to that scene and I realized that the belief I had formed in that moment was that it wasn't safe for me to not keep up.
Right.
And my reaction was, rather than working hard to keep up, which you would think would make sense, my automatic subconscious reaction was disengage, cut off, that's it, drop out. I'm not going to engage in this subject anymore. So what happened, I also realized during this session, when I was doing myself, was that because of that belief that it wasn't safe to not keep up, whenever, I mean, I'm quite a competitive person, but I discovered that in other ways I had kind of dropped out or disengaged. Hence, I have a weight issue that in my mind I thought I'd had my whole life. But in fact, I realized it started that day.
Wow. Yep.
So it was something about, I haven't explored the whole thing yet, but there's something there about not being able to keep up with looking like the other girls.
Right.
There are other, anyways, it's had this whole knock-on effect through my whole life. I mean, I'm 57 now. Can you believe that? It's like, for God's sake, get over it. Like you said, get over it. But
Yeah.
using those tools, using the RTT, first of all, I found the triggering event.
Yep.
I found the belief that I'd created in that event. And using the RTT, I was able to reprogram all of that. And now, I mean, look, it's had a huge effect on my confidence and my self-worth and my belief in my own ability and stuff. I mean, you know what? 2 months ago, I would never have got on this phone call with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, glad you did the therapy when you did then.
So here you go.
There you go. And what about your feet? Like, how has it helped you? Has it helped improve the ulcers on your feet?
Well, as of today, gone.
Really?
Today, I looked at it today, I went, oh my God, it's healed.
That is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Another clap, another clap.
I just covered myself in goosebumps.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that's incredible that, you know, you can clearly use the tools on yourself as well.
Absolutely.
And so when you say that you're still exploring it, so clearly, like, yeah, it's great. Obviously you're working through some stuff, and obviously it takes a little bit of time to do that.
You know what? When you have a session with someone else, it's much quicker.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you can just go into it and you can just be the patient, be the client. You can be the person.
Yes.
So very, very often with RTT, it only takes 1 or 2 sessions.
Right.
Things like weight, things like depression and anxiety can take several sessions. But usually for most of the people I see, it's 1 go, maybe 2.
Right.
What I've found for myself is, probably because I'm curious and I want to know more, most people would come to, you'd have a 1-month program, a 28-day program. And in that initial session, you'd probably find 3 or 4 events or scenes that created the belief of whatever it might be.
Yep.
And by linking those 3 or 4 scenes together, finding the common theme, you then know that it's a theme that's been going on, for a long time. When you've got a therapist there taking you through it, it's actually really quick.
Yeah.
When I'm doing it myself, because I kind of go, oh, now I wonder how that works, and I wonder how that connects to something else. So that's why.
So because you've got the know-how, and you're also trying to help that makes total sense, because you're looking at it almost scientifically as well, aren't you?
I'm looking at it as being in it, I'm looking at it as doing it, and I'm looking at it as, how is this working?
Oh yeah. Oh, see, that fascinates me. It just fascinates me. So do you work with a lot of people who have survived abuse? I'm assuming that would obviously be an area where you would have a lot of experience and knowledge in.
I have actually. It's interesting. I didn't think that I had. And then when I looked at my massage practice, I realized how many people I've seen over the years who've had horrendous abuse. I mean, I had one lady who we actually went back. I do actually past life stuff sometimes too, but we went back to her being in the womb, and her father had killed her twin while they were in the womb, and she was still living with that and obviously after she was born there was trauma. Her mother was beaten up and actually killed by her father, and then she was taken. So there was all of that kind of stuff. And since I've been doing RTT, I mean, I had the somatic tools then to help her, and the energy healing tools to help her.
Yeah.
I didn't have the tools then to kind of go do what I do with the RTT. But since I've been doing the RTT, I had I had a lady a few weeks ago, probably a couple of months ago now, who wanted to give up. She came to, I don't always know that they've had trauma when they book in.
Yeah, of
They
course.
don't necessarily tell me. So she wanted to come, she wanted to give up cocaine, smoking, drinking. She wanted to have a better relationship with her husband and children. So during her initial session, what emerged was that she'd been adopted. And there was a long story, but anyway, there was all this rejection. There was feeling of not worthy, not good enough, didn't deserve. All those kinds of stories came out. She'd never really had a very good relationship with her adoptive parents. Her other adopted sibling lives overseas and has done for 20 years because, the family dynamics never really gelled.
Yeah.
And she kind of keeps an eye on her adoptive parents, but it's always been a difficult relationship. Anyway, a few things came up during the session to do with all of that and the relationship with the adopted brother. And so he had sexually abused her when she was a child. He was a bit older than her. There was a bit of, her adopted father was an alcoholic. So there was all this stuff going on as well as the adoption stuff.
Lots of big T's.
Yeah. Big T's, little T's, all the T's. And anyway, we did the initial session. We rewrote actually what we did in the session was we actually healed her relationship with her birth mother, who she has met and does see about once a year. So we healed the relationship with that. The whole, forgiving her up. Because logically she knew that her mother was 15. She couldn't, she couldn't, so she knew that logically, but her subconscious mind felt rejected. My mother didn't want me. We healed her relationship with her adoptive parents. We healed her relationship with herself. So she was able to forgive herself, and she was able to come to acceptance with all of that.
Incredible.
Anyway, it's been amazing. So she hasn't had any cocaine or any alcohol since. Not once.
Wonderful.
She's still having the odd cigarette, so she wants to come back probably in a month or two, and we'll look at that. But her relationship with her adoptive parents, I got a text from her last week. She said, I find now that I'm phoning my mum to see how she is because I want to.
Oh, wow.
She said, I find now that I actually love my dad.
Yeah.
And I never thought I did.
Wow.
And she said, but the best thing, her relationship with her husband is so good. It's like they're on honeymoon. I mean, she sent me this text. I don't know if it's too much information. She went, we actually had sex in the shower for the first time in years. I'm thinking, do I need to know this? Hey.
Hey, it's a success story.
It's a success. And hey, and she's, you know what, now that she's not drinking and on cocaine, she's doing stuff with her kids.
Oh, lovely. Beautiful. Yeah.
So she's playing with her kids.
Effect, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
she's happy. She said, I've never felt this happy. I've never felt so carefree. And I just think, wow, that's incredible.
That is incredible. And I'll tell you what, as you're talking, and you just mentioned then, smoking, and I immediately, because my partner smokes, and I went, oh, I would love to have him talk to you. But, I've actually just got him to start meditating in bed to help himself sleep at night. So one step at a time.
You may find that leads on to stopping the smoking.
So now, Shan, you are going to take us through something today.
Well, I thought that obviously online with no context and not knowing who your audience are and their situations, I don't want to take them into hypnosis.
Right.
I have to tell you, hypnosis with RTT is very different to stage hypnotherapy. It's not like, running around like headless chickens like they get you to do on stage.
Yes.
It's that state that you're in, when you watch a movie and you're so involved in the movie that you cry when something happens.
All the time.
Or you laugh when something funny happens. It's that state. So you're really alert, but your body is super relaxed. So that's the state that you're in during hypnosis. But I don't want to take your listeners into that without knowing,
Sure.
I have to have a duty of care here. I need to make sure that everyone's okay. So I thought instead of doing that, what I would do was give you a guided visualization.
Great. And I might just quickly say here that if you are driving, please
Get it off.
don't do this while driving. Make sure that you go and listen to this part of the podcast again when you're at home. So just thought
Absolutely. Or operating machinery, the same thing.
That's right. Okay, so sorry, I'll hand it over to you now, Shan.
Okay, so if you can just get yourself comfortable in a way where you're not going to fall over. So lean back in your chair, or if you're lying down, lie down, whatever, with your hands and feet not quite touching. And just when you're ready, get yourself comfortable and close your eyes. And just close your eyes and take a big, deep breath in. And breathe out. And take another deep breath. And breathe out. And take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feeling the muscles and nerves in and around your eyes becoming heavy, droopy, drowsy. Your eyelids are starting to feel right now as if they've been glued shut, sealed shut, locked together. And you can just forget all about your eyes. I want you to allow a drifting, floating feeling to develop in your body. Just picture in your own mind 10 steps descending, and get that same looking down feeling that you might get as you look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. You're looking down 10 steps. Just drop your chin a fraction so you get that same looking down feeling that you get when you're looking down 10 steps. And you're moving on to step 10 as every muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9 and you can see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet connecting, touching every step as you go deeper and deeper. You're taking step 8, going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 7. You're drifting deeper and deeper, way, way down deeper. You're taking step 6 and you're going deeper and deeper. And with every sound you hear, every sound, every noise around you is carrying you further, deeper into the most wonderful healing. You're taking step 5, you're halfway down. You're taking step 4 as you gently, calmly, easily move on over to an even deeper level. You're taking step 3, just go deeper. You're taking step 2, deeper. And deeper simply means you're going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 1, just go deeper. Drift deeper, sink deeper. Every time I click my fingers and say the words float deeply, drift deeper, go deeper, you're simply going deeper and deeper and deeper. I want you to imagine right now that your eyes are glued shut. Your eyes are glued shut. Your eyelids are glued shut, fused shut. They lock together. They're sealed so tight that just the thought of opening your eyes is something you really can't be bothered with. Your eyelids are glued shut, sealed shut, fused shut, locked together. And I'm going to just give you some healing words now. So let yourself go deeper. As you go deeper and deeper, your inner mind, the most powerful, the most healing part of you, is locking onto these words as you go deeper. You're aware of a wonderful, powerful, transformational effect taking place in you right now. Your inner mind, your subconscious mind understands everything. And your mind does what it thinks you want it to do, and you're letting your mind know that what you want, what you insist on, what you require of yourself, what you give to yourself, is to know with unshakable certainty, with absolute conviction, that you are enough. Every single day in the shower, you say, I'm enough. Every time you clean your teeth and look in the mirror, you say, I am enough. You write it on your mirrors, you put it on your phone screen, your computer screen. More than anything, you play this recording. My voice goes with you. It has the most powerful, the most profound, the most compelling impact on you. Every day, your inner mind motivates you. It conditions you. It compels you. It programs you to know that you are enough. You know that you're enough, and this knowing, this unshakable, unwavering knowing that you are enough, resonates from you. It emanates from your very pores. It comes from you and has such a powerful, such a permanent, such an all-pervasive impact on you. This feeling that you are enough is overruling, overriding everything else. You're free. From this moment on, you're aware of a powerful healing transformation taking place inside you. You know that you are enough. You let that word in, you hear it over and over again. My voice goes with you. It has the most powerful healing effect on you. You hear my voice reminding you that you are enough. You see it on your mirrors, you see it on your phone, you see it on your computer screen, you see it everywhere. You write it in your diary and your journal. You write it on your exercise book, you write it on your shopping list. I am enough. You know it to be the absolute truth about you. And this knowing that you are enough is overriding, wiping out, shattering, smashing, erasing, eradicating anything else. You have so much power to know that you are enough. You tap into that power. You use that power every day. Every time you hear those words, you hear them in your mind, you say them out loud, you hear them a lot. You drift to a deep healing level. Your mind influences your body, and you influence your mind. You have made up your mind, set your mind, programmed and conditioned your mind to know that you are enough. Your mind lets it in. Your mind absorbs it, soaks it up. It goes in. It has such an impact on you. Your body is controlled by a network of intelligence, which is influenced by your mind. And every time you hear these words, you go to such a deep level. You powerfully absorb this truth. You are enough. And you say that to yourself all the time, every day. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. You own it. You believe it. You hear these words over and over again. You repeat them. You say it to yourself on a daily basis. You feel empowered. You feel transformed. You feel liberated. You feel free. You know that you are enough. And every day, just hearing these words, thinking these thoughts, seeing these images is having a powerful effect on you. Every day, these words go in. You respond perfectly to these direct mental commands, because every time you do nothing more than hear these words, your brilliant mind is picturing every word I'm saying. Every word you hear is causing your mind to picture it, to manifest it, to create it, to activate it. You are enough. And every day when you say those words, I am enough, you say them first thing in the morning, you say them last thing at night, you say them in the shower, you say them as you go to work, and you know that as you say these words, I am enough. Your brilliant, amazing mind is absolutely creating that for you. So just let yourself go deeper and deeper. And as you go deeper, this image of you knowing that you are enough, making it a living, walking, talking part of who you are, so that everyone else around you knows that you are enough. This image is so clear, so real, so lifelike, and so very, very attainable. It's you more so with every single moment that passes, and everything is in the right place at the right time. You absolutely know that you are enough. You know it, you speak it, you say it, You own it, you embrace it, you adopt it, you let it in. It's becoming who you are, and it has such a healing effect on you. Just go deeper, and as you go deeper, you are so aware of this transformation taking place in you. You know that you are enough, you believe it, you honor it, you think it, you speak it. You say it out loud and inside your head every day, many times, and it transforms you. And you can see your whole life changing from this decision you've made right now to know, to remind yourself of a truth. You are enough. It is true. It has always been true. It always will be true. And you remind yourself of that truth daily by saying it, reading it, hearing it, letting it in, and you feel wonderful. People like you, and you like them. Better than that, you like yourself. You are moving on from one fantastic accomplishment to another. You're moving on from one great achievement to another. So many wonderful things are happening for you. So many wonderful things are happening in your life, all originating from this decision to begin and end every day with this statement of truth. I am enough. You're committed to doing that. You've made the decision to do that. You honor that decision every day. You know you are enough. And everyone around you knows it too. So feeling wonderful, feeling amazing, feeling committed, determined, certain to honor that. You can slowly, calmly, easily, effortlessly just get ready to return to your full awareness, absolutely knowing that you are enough. When you know you're enough, when you're ready to commit to telling yourself, to reminding yourself of this truth every day, when you're ready and committed to doing that, when you're ready and only when you're ready and committed to honoring that statement of truth, I am enough, then you can slowly, calmly, easily open up your eyes and just come back to your full awareness, feeling amazing, feeling wonderful, feeling liberated, feeling free, knowing that you are enough.
Oh,
Ta-da.
oh, I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel incredible.
Is that a great reminder?
That is, pardon me, a fantastic reminder. That is just, I don't actually have words how good I feel right now. And it's so simple as well. You know, obviously you go a lot deeper into when you have your one-on-one clients, but that is just a really great example of, just helping someone to feel enough.
Feel enough.
Well, I don't want to reference it too much, but let's face what's happening in the world at the moment. You know, that little thing there is going to be incredible. You know, people are going to be able to take that and use it. So you go.
Well, what I was going to say was I did make for my clients a recording a couple of weeks ago, all about being calm and building immunity. Because that's what you focus on, that's what you're thinking about, that's what will happen. Obviously supported by diet and exercise, sleep, sunshine, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
But I've got a Dropbox link that I'm very happy for your clients your listeners to access, and they can download that recording about being calm and building immunity. And if they listen to it every day as they're going to bed at night, or you know, during the day, whenever, that will just help. Again, it'll bring down the that hyper alertness, that hyper kind of vigilance that some of us have kind of gone into with all of this going on in the changing situation. So
yes,
well, very happy for you to very, very happy for you all to listen to it. And just in fact my local high schools have all distributed the recording to their communities, families, kids, everything.
Lovely.
So yeah, I was quite the first principal who asked me, I just went, yeah, sure. And then I thought, wow, you know, that's That's great.
That's incredible. That is so good. And, you know, students are going to need it to sell. Students, parents, everyone. So that's great. So obviously, so I always put the links to your social media, your website and everything. So I will once again make sure that is available. And in particular, I'll highlight that link because I know that, you know, like I said, it's going to be useful to the whole wide world.
Everyone.
So look, thank you so much, Shan. That was absolutely incredible.
You're very welcome. It's been so fun.
I think I'm still in the state a little bit. You know?
Let you drift through the day, calm.
Well, yeah, I have a busy day ahead, so it'll be very much needed. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
No problem. All right, everyone. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Lovely to meet you.